Hi, it's Alexis.
And Christian from Tiny House Expedition.
Today we're excited to be back at Akani Bell Tiny Home Village in Western North Carolina. And we're gonna be giving you a tour of the tiny home Chessie rental here. It's a beautiful park model tiny home. And if you like what you see, be sure to subscribe and check out our other episodes. The thing about park model tiny homes is that they live large. This one is 399 square feet.
And that doesn't include the deck on the outside. And that is absolutely more living space when you're living tiny.
It's like an outdoor living room / dining room situation. And lots of folks will screen those in to make it more of a 3-season room. And that's something they could easily do here in the future.
All right, so let's get this show on the road. Let's go see the inside.
So welcome to the Chessie.
All right, so we are gonna give you guys a tour of this amazing tiny home, and we're gonna give you some ideas on how to make it better for full-time living.
Well, right off the bat, I want to point out that I think this design is actually really great as a family house. Because as you'll see, they have 2 different bedrooms, and so this could work great for a family of 3 or 4.
What also makes this real livable for a family is because it's a park model, it's got a lot of space. So the living room is pretty huge. There's all kinds of room to hang out. And if you got like toddlers or little kids, there's plenty of room for them to play.
Yeah, that's a great point. And we should point out that this is a 12-foot wide. So in tiny home terms, this is a mansion.
Yes, huge.
If you go from an 8.5 tiny house to a 10-foot wide, it's always like, wow. But with this 12-foot wide, it's like you can pack in even more storage, but more furniture too.
But yeah, furniture, we like furniture.
So besides the extra square footage, what sets a park model tiny home from a big manufacturer apart from, say, a tiny house on wheels by a smaller builder typically comes down to material choices.
Because they build park models kind of like on an assembly line, you know, they push it through the factory and parts and pieces are put together at different times and then it comes out the end done. Tiny homes are more, you know, custom. So there's a lot of different things that you can pick from. The materials are usually very different.
So they use more lightweight materials because it's so big and it could be relocated, you know, typically only like once or twice, but lighter weight materials are more important. So you can see that as an example with like countertops. Instead of butcher block or marble, you're gonna get something more like a laminate.
Which is what this is. So laminates tend to be less durable and won't last as long as something like granite. But if you purchase a park model and it has laminate in it, you could always upgrade it yourself to something like stone or wood at a later date.
Totally. And there's other ways that you can do that here with things like flooring or some of the fixtures if you choose to. And to our right is the kitchen, which is the heart of any house.
This isn't your average tiny house kitchen. This is a very big kitchen with full-size appliances. I mean, look at this sink right here. It's absolutely huge. All full size except for this tiny little dishwasher, which is fantastic. I think if we ever build another tiny house, we might have one of those. 'Cause I'm tired of washing dishes.
Seriously, I cook all the time and it's like constant dishes. I bet a lot of you can relate.
Yep.
So this kitchen has a ton of storage space, which is great for all you gourmet home cooks out there. And there's a couple things I like that they did right in here. Like they have a nice tall cabinet that's perfect for things like cookie sheets.
Oh yeah, that cookie sheet placement is always key.
However, there are a couple deep cabinets in here that I think could really use a slide out, because when you have a deep space, sometimes you have to fit your whole body into the space to find what you're looking for, but if you can pull it out, it's just easy peasy.
Another good idea for this room is, you know, it's kind of monochrome, so it might be kind of cool to add a colored backsplash to the back wall just for that pop of color.
Yeah, absolutely. Currently, I don't think there's a great place for spice storage in here, but I think you could put one of those magnetic spice racks on the side of the fridge here that's out of the way, but still very convenient for cooking. So across from the kitchen is the staircase that goes up to the loft. A couple notes about this. One, you can see it's pretty short, so it doesn't take up a lot of floor space, but yet it doesn't feel scary steep, so that's nice. And behind the stairs, it's being used kind of as a broom closet. And as you'll see, they're open stairs, which is a nice look. And that got me thinking, if I was living in this house full time, I think I might like to close it in, because if it's going to be used as a broom closet or even a coat closet, that it would be nice for it to be more tidy. And that's a way to do that. So up the stairs is a loft bedroom, which would be a dream for a kid or even two. Currently it has a queen mattress and a closet and tons of floor space. So plenty of room for a kid to make a mess with their toys. So if you had two kids, you could fit 2 twin mattresses up there easy and still have room for playtime. An easy DIY project that you could do would be to add a privacy screen or partition between the 2 twin beds so that the kids could have a little bit of a sense of privacy, even though they're sharing the room. And just past the stairs is the hallway laundry room. It's got a stackable washer and dryer, which I think is excellent for a family because it's much quicker to do a load of laundry in this than it is a combo washer dryer. And just past that is the bathroom. So welcome to the widest bathroom you've ever been in. An easy decor upgrade you could do in here would be some fun wallpaper. That's what I would do. But other than that, it's a pretty nice size. We got some good storage cabinets here and underneath the bathroom sink. But 2 ideas I have that can make this space even better for day-to-day use would be, one, a medicine cabinet, because the storage by the sink is all very low and kind of hard to get to. And so that would make it easy for grabbing, makeup and that sort of thing. But also a light up mirror. Have you seen those fancy light up mirrors? Would it be perfect in here? Well, one, it's good for makeup, but the only light is a super bright light, and at night, that soft light would be so nice. The second idea would be to add a fold down shelf on the wall. So it would fold over top of the sink, creating more counter space that's perfect for getting ready in the morning. And that's very similar to something that we did in our tiny house that made a huge difference. And behind me is a really nice size shower with some shelving and 2 seats, which is great for shaving your legs. However, I think I would opted for a shower insert with only 1 seat because it makes it a little bit crowded in there. And the last thing that would make this space better for full-time living would be more hooks. You can never have too many hooks. Having a place to hang your towel by the shower is nice, but you'll notice there's just one. And if there's a family living here or even a couple, you want a couple of those.
So here in the bedroom, there's already a handful of good things in here. Of course, there is a closet, which isn't the biggest closet in the world, but it will definitely hold a lot of clothes. On this one side of the bed, I kept telling Alexis, it kind of looks like a little mini bar, but it's a little bit of counter space and a couple of cabinets underneath and on top. And you could absolutely put some clothing in there, maybe shoes, but it is not like really good bedroom storage. It could really use something a little bit deeper. And another great thing is they have a second mini split in this room. And that's great because this is partitioned off from the rest of the house. So you can shut the door. So you want that climate control to be in all of the rooms. So it's good to have that in here also. On the other side of the bed, there's plenty of room for a nightstand. And that's something I absolutely would want over there. And if you wanted to get a little creative, you could add a floating shelf out of a really nice little pretty piece of wood. And you can always get more storage in a bedroom like this with having under bed storage. So imagine the bed on hydraulics lifting up and having all of that space underneath to store off-season clothes and all kinds of other things. And last but not least, we have the living room.
This is probably my favorite room in the Chessie.
Same here.
It's spacious, you got a real sofa, which we always love.
Yes, real sofa is a really big deal.
Oh, and an ottoman, because what's better than a real couch? Being able to put your feet up.
You can totally fit a larger sofa in this space. So if you were a family that was going to live here full time, you could get a bigger sofa and seat everyone.
Yeah, I think that would be a must. If you can sleep 4 people, you want to have 4 loungy seats for them.
Yeah, for sure.
So I do love that they fit in a little cozy chair over here. That's always nice. And I love the romantic little electric fireplace. Oh, and as you can see, they have room for a giant TV, which is wonderful. And it's on this massive swivel arm, so you can watch it whether you're cooking dinner or hanging out in the sofa.
Yep.
One idea I have to make it a little tidier, this is for a tiny house or any house really, is there are cord wranglers you can get so you don't have to see all the dangling cords that hooks everything up. Just makes a neater, more minimalist look.
Oh, and that reminds me of outlets. There are not enough outlets in this house. And that is something you could update. You could get an electrician to put in more outlets, but that is going to be costly and take some time.
So if you're going to order a park model tiny home, you want to really think about where you need outlets and ask the manufacturer if they can put more in. They might just be trying to save money, to be honest, and putting as few as possible, because this house only has them here or there, which is fine for an Airbnb. It's not a big deal.
Right.
But for full-time living, the more the merrier.
And don't put one right in the middle behind the sofa. Make sure it's on both ends, not just right in the middle. That is aggravating.
We can tell what his pet peeve is.
Yeah.
You know, the final idea I have for this space is because it's so open, you really could have a table in here.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not something you want up all the time, but they make some really great low profile folding tables that you can slide next to the couch or next to the fridge and only bring out when you need it. And you could also have a set of low profile folding chairs so that you could seat a family of 4 and have the option to, you know, to look at each other during dinner. Of course, this bar seating over here is fantastic, but it would be nice to have that second option.
Totally.
And if you want some folding table inspiration, be sure to watch the tour we did of Jocelyn and Dave's tiny home.
Yeah.
Their brother-in-law made them a gorgeous wooden folding table that fits perfectly in their tiny home living room.
And we'll make sure to put a link to that tour in the description below.
And let us know what you think about this beautiful park model tiny home. Would this work for you and your family? And do you have any ideas for how you would make it better for full-time living?
Yeah.
Put it in the comments.
Yeah, let us know.
Thank you for watching our video and for stopping by Tiny House Expedition. I'm Alexis.
And I'm Christian. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And for more tiny home tours and stories, click the videos below.
And join us on Instagram for bonus content,
including face-to-face conversations with us. We hope to see you there.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good one.